By the end of this video, you are gonna come out in 3 ways. Hyped to be able to take action, mad that you haven't yet, or still keep procrastinating. Because what I'm about to share you has been said so many times in different ways, yet it still seems vague and complicated. And I want to be able to give you that clarity and obviously the perspective of, as everyone hears about personal branding, no one really breaks it down entirely how you can monetize it, but actually enjoy while doing it. I'm going to break down the entire ways of what you can do to start building a profitable personal brand. We're not going to talk about what is going to be your niche or what's going to be the epic bio or just kind of reciprocating viral content. This is something that you're building that's way further than yourself and for the future self you're about to reach. Because as you know, a personal brand can be everything. It is not only entirely on the online space, but the thing is it's given opportunities like no other. Because now we're given the opportunity that we're able to connect not one-to-one, but one-to-millions in the online space organically. Before I break it down for you, let me give you some context of where I was 5 years ago. I was working 2 jobs. I was a full-time student. What my personal brand has brought to me is to take care of my family. Now, I'm not going to be showing within lavish lifestyles or so forth, and it's because the one most important person in my life is my mother, and she has put a roof over my head and never given up on us our entire life. And when she has been dealing with cancer for a long time, this is why I grew to making my own wealth. And because I'm able to take care of my mother, it is the most rewarding thing ever. And also to be able to work from home and to be able to do in what I love and not be yelled at from people who I probably would never take advice from the first place. And I think that's the most rewarding thing that you could ever do, is not only being with your family, but being there with your true friends, and also just building a future for yourself. Because I want to build a life that is going to be sustainable for myself, not reliant on anyone else, and also to give the security for my children and be able to shine that opportunity for them and perspective, because your children learn from your habits and your behaviors. And I think that's truly important to build a legacy. We're not here on this earth just to be slaved around. We're here on this earth to create an impact and to spread your voice and to make a change. And so that's where I want to help you as well. Now, my success has gone different areas. I've built multiple businesses online. So I run a social media agency called Social Influence Studios that I built entirely off of my personal brand. Also as well, done mentorship and coaching courses. I do brand deals, I do affiliates, I do all the different ways of online making money types. And let me kind of give you the breakdown of what's going to be the best one. I've featured on famous birthdays, I've been on news, I've been on different podcasts, being able to share my journey and what I've been able to do, and also my failures to my successes. I've accumulated over 600,000 followers. I've helped 30 plus 7-figure personal brands, scaling them, and also I've built over 14 million likes combined from my clients, and this has all been within what I've done. Now let's get into the breakdown of what it truly means. I really want you to first get the intention that you're creating an offer that is built onto what you would love to do, you're passionate about. So we're gonna build it from the ground up. If you've ever said, I don't know where to start, I don't know what offer to create, I don't know how to show up online, I don't know what the perception of others is gonna think of me, I don't know in the exact systems that I need to do to create content to make me income, I don't know how to start making income, I don't know how to sustain it. All these I don't knows, I want to be able to give you the clarity in this video, as this is where I've been able to build a 6-figure personal brand, and it just keeps on scaling at this point. So let me break it down to you, give you the clarity, and hopefully this can be a chat between me and you to knowing how much you're capable in, and hopefully I can shine the light to realizing where you can be able to go. If you really want to be able to get this down and start to understand what you're gonna have to create to start earning income online, then I would definitely write this down to making sure that you go through this more in depth for your basis. Let me just guide you through this. So more importantly, we like to go through this type of framework is P.R.O.F.I.T. So obviously, as you can tell, it says profit, but more importantly, what is it in depth? So if you don't have any idea where to start or where you can even begin to start making making income, then let's kind of break this down so you can get it. And this is called the P.R.O.F.I.T method that you can start implementing and writing this down. Now, what this means is basically P is going to be your passion. And what I say by passion is like what you can be having a conversation with somebody for hours and you wouldn't get tired of it. Somebody could be talking about AI for hours and not even realize it, or talking about social media, or talking about areas of dancing, or talking about running. There's so much areas that you could be able to go from this, but you want to jot down basically a list of 4 different passion areas of what you like to talk about. And then next one is going to be result. What results do you have within these passion projects? So do you have experience from doing running because you've been doing it for so many years? Do you have experience with AIs as you built multiple AI tools, or maybe you've just used it a lot? Kind of figure out if there's any results. And let me get you clarity. It doesn't matter when it comes to having the results to do what you want to do. You can start something that you just liked but you've never even started. So how you can be able to generate results for something that you haven't even had much experience in is, I always say, get 3 of your ideal client and work for free. And I am telling you, just doing this is going to make the world of a difference, because you're going to have testimonials that can be able to talk about your work. And if you are not able to do work for free, then maybe it's really not a passion of yours, because you have to be able to start getting reps so you can build trust, charge more, and also be able to get more experience under your belt. Next is opportunity. Opportunity in a market that can buy from you. This is where people miss out on this because they think viral will lead them revenue. But you need the right market to lead revenue. People think you need to go viral to gain money, but that's completely wrong. You need the right market to be able to make sustainable money. So you have to look at who's the market that you're attracting. And the problem with this is that I know individuals and creators online who wanted to be able to charge a 10 to 12K package, but the thing is how they showed online was very childishly. So they targeted a wrong demographics, which made them lead into inconsistent sales and no sales at all. And so whenever you have the redirection of what's the market that is going to be able to buy from me, and then you can start to creating content that's specifically to them, that's when you're going to start building a community that knows, likes, and trusts you. And that's over time. And so really looking at what is the market that's actually going to buy from you. And this is as easy as going on ChatGPT and then just asking about the ideal market for what you do and who could be able to buy things from you. And that's where we can go off of. And that goes to my next point, is the financial. Understanding who your target audience is. Let's just make sure that the people who you're attracting are going to want to buy from you. It's as simple as that. Or maybe not necessarily buy from you, but just in a ways is that they want to build with you, or they want to join your program or community or work with you. So just understand that you're attracting people who are going to need of your service, your offer, and impact.
And it goes to your ideal offer.
Imagine, vision board. Do you actually see yourself doing this long term? Because so many people are consumed about, they said I can make 10K on this, so I'm gonna do it. But like, would you actually be working your days and nights doing this?
Never say, I do AI automations. You say, I create you a completely done for you system that will generate you 100 leads in just 2 weeks. Now that brings a lot more authority, trust, and a time frame to be able to get to X results. So how can you be able to implement this to your offer and understand what kind of offer you can create? Then I want you to take a look at this. First is dream outcome. What results can you be able to give them that this would be worth for them to buy from you? 2 is time delay. Now, when it comes to, all right, maybe I could just do this to myself, to this is something that I need if I want to be able to get dream results in X amount of time. So it's really good to be able to put a time where you're able to condense it, where they don't have to do it themselves or learn it themselves, and you can be able to crunch the time frame for them. And the third thing to do to create an irresistible offer, an ideal offer, is is your 3, the effort and sacrifice. This is all to who you're trying to target. Now, if you can give them to a dream outcome that they desire, check. In a less amount of time frame that it usually takes, check. If it gives them less effort that they need to do on their end and less sacrifice that they need to do on their end, check. That is whenever it comes to building an offer that is ideal for them. Be able to jot it down. Then last one, we have to wrap it all together, is your target audience. I want you to actually give it a name, a person, an age, what they do, what they like to do, what is their occupation, so forth. I know that seems very tedious, but in all reality, it comes to how can you be able to talk in front of the screen, create content about it, and just be of service to that individual. And it's going to be a lot easier to show up more authentically online, because rather than you seeing a camera, in front of you or a phone in front of you, you see a person, John or Alice or Amanda, who's right there trying to learn from what you are able to teach or bring a value of. These are the areas of just building the foundation. Now let's bring you to getting your first content pieces. Okay, now that we're transitioning to content, I wanted us to sit down and brainstorm together within building out your content plan. Now we're going to be building the foundations, and after hundreds of thousands of videos being analyzed and over creating thousands of reels, short form videos, photos for myself, and building my multiple different accounts that I've built, I have now analyzed the most top performing content, not only for views, but to gain your content to turn into clients. Here are the most important content pieces to be focusing on, more of these styles of content pieces, so then you can start turning your content into cash. Now, the reasons for that, they're all based on psychology. It's why do people want to buy, and also differentiating yourself and making you the go-to in the industry. And I want you to realize it's not that it's a saturated market, it's just you're not differentiating yourself in that market. And this is how you can be able to do that. So there's different content styles to be able to create on. And the 4 different content styles are high value content, authority content, embodiment content, and relatable content. We're going to break down right now. Now, high value content can look something like this. Here's a system that you can steal to make 6 figures in 6 days, utilizing the system that I use and as well as my, or like this. If you want thousands of warm leads coming to you, then you need to build a strong lead magnet. It's an informational based content. So it's everything that you can give more of values. This can be where it's doing a whiteboard method, or here's the 3 strategies to go from X to Z. Or it could be a list, or it could be a step-by-step format. So here's step 1, step 2, step 3. This is very informative based. It is not going to be the highest performing, but it's definitely going to nurture your audience because they are learning from you and building with you. And so next is authority based. Now, an authority based content can look like this.
Going viral almost ruined my business, and I paid for it to happen. Let me explain. I hired a company that promised to make me go viral and take.
Or it could look like this.
Never ever sound salesy on social media if you want to make money online.
The authority base is probably the most important one to utilize. This is how you're going to differentiate yourself in a crowded market, and that is by talking about industry trends and giving your point of view, or other people in your industry, or just things that are usually a common topic that people believe, but you think otherwise. You can either agree or disagree, but it's truly getting your voice out there because your areas of expertise is unique than someone else. Your transition to how you got from X, Y, and Z is going to be unique from someone else. So you get to express that and share that, and where they're going to find a value to your unique methods, systems, your transformation, than you just copying somebody else, and it's not something that people would be drawn to. And then next is embodiment content. Now, embodiment content can look like this. Or it can look like this. I've made more than what some people make in a month in just one day. Embodiment content is basically practicing what you preach, talking about your transformation, to realizing that, you know, you've reached the success, or maybe you're still building it up, but you were at a point where it could be familiar to other people. They connect to familiarity. And so when you're able to create that embodiment, you show what you do and you practice what you teach, people are going to build more trust with you and also find those areas of connection. And this is really something you can talk about, your 0 to hero transformation. There's so much capabilities, but it's basically having that desire. And also it can be incorporated as lifestyle content where they're flashing their lifestyle, so forth. That's kind of embodiment content because, you know, that's something that your desire self would want to do too. And then of course there's relatable content. Relatable content is the humorous, anything that is a relatable topic within your ideal viewers. And it could be a lot of that trending reels, things that are in demand, following that voiceover and so forth. Those are just the more easier ones, and that could look like this. Or it could look like this. Open up the door, can you? Really simple, shouldn't take too much time, or some can, but it's really much of finding that humorous approach and something that could be able to connect, relate to a lot of individuals. Now within those content styles, that's everything that you're needing on what to be able to post. It's not a matter of if you can, but when you can start to reach through those goals. And also I want to make an agreement between us, is that when you decide to take the time to do this, in the next 2 weeks, do not judge your outcome, your result base of what people say, of if it got views or likes or comments, or if it didn't get anything. I don't want you to have the judgment of what your content performs to be a reflection of yourself. So let the 2 weeks of content of posting daily and have no zero expectation and only just getting in the habit of doing it. And once you reach that 2-week mark and you're wanting to reach that step further, have more clarity, direction, and also the ways to be able to sustain this through monetization, then book a call with me and let's chat. I want to be able to help you and provide you the assistance that I wish I had when I first started, and we can be able to break that down more further in depth. But take the actions, implement it. Personal branding is not going anywhere, and it is into an areas that don't do it for what others are going to think of you now. Do it for your future self to thank you later.